Hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar, and a couple updates for you. Again, just do a review in the last week's HPS high probability setup watch list, and basically to make the announcement, we'll be covering the opening of the markets tonight, Sunday night, right after the Greek elections. The Greek elections are wrapping up, and news is just coming out fast and furious, and it should have a big impact on futures this evening. So if you want to get an early start on trading, and see which direction the markets are, tune in DayTradingRadio.com tonight at 6 o'clock. That's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Father's Day. So I'm just in the process of actually updating this week's watch list. I have a couple up here that we're going to be focused on. I haven't gotten the others up here, but before I take them off, I realized I should review them, and I already took some of them off, so I forgot to do that. I can't get them back up there. I just deleted them off the screen. But basically, for those out there who might not be familiar with the methodology, it's a high probability setup methodology I use on the site, and we have it programmed in. So when we take a look at, just to give you an example, I'll give you guys one today, Steve Madden. We're going to be looking at Steve Madden this week, and let me just bring this up for you. See if I can actually move this around here a bit. And what I do is, identify the potential setup that's happening, give you a buy alert, a buy zone where we're looking to buy it, stop, and a profit zone. And, the reason behind it, again, you're probably familiar with my methods, how I trade using stochastics and channel lines. So I'm waiting for these things to set up. And what's great about this program that you're looking at is that we are be able to get into that trade, or you might be able to track that trade and see if it actually comes back down here. It's not a static image. This is updated to as of today, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. As this goes along, you can come back, click on this arrow, and actually fill in the chart, and you actually see what we're looking at and why we're looking at it. So you get to update yourself on the progress and not lose track of the targets and on the areas of interest. So again, a recognizable channel, a target area defined, a profit area defined, an entry level defined, and the reason behind it with the notes and stuff. So that's what you look like. That's what that looks like, that part of the site. So that's a premium benefit for the members of the site. It's only $29.95. So a little plug out for that. Then we just kind of go back, and that's where all the usually a lot of the setups that we cover for the week come from here. And you can see I'm actually in the process of updating those. These have already played out. We'll take a look at Johnson & Johnson from last week, just as a good. And again, this is an example here. Sent out this alert. It was a great alert, in the buy area and the sell area up here. Really, the buy triggered at 62 zone, the target 63, stop 59, and basically now we can go back and actually take a look at how that trade played out, and you can see it actually just came outside the channel, pushed right up into our profit zone up above 63, and now in the process of actually pulling back a little. Well, and then it took off again. So you can actually just follow the trade and actually see that trend line, how it came back as a retest and a push back up. But again, we follow this, update this throughout the week, because these are the majority of stocks that I'm looking for. And looking at quality stocks that have technical levels that are all lining up, and takes the risk out of the trade before you take the trade. So again, we're just looking at some of the past setups. Again, that was Johnson & Johnson, FedEx. Again, you can just go through these, and again, this should give you a good example of how the charts go out, the notes that go out. You can make this large screen. You might not be able to see it on this video, but the reason we're getting into it, then you can click on it. And what it'll do is it'll update you on how the stock performed, and you can see it pulled right back down into that buy zone right here. And from that point on, we moved on up and hit our target, $86. Actually went to $88. But just a great, great setup. Actually setting up again, and I mentioned it on this week's video on the FedEx and how that's setting up. Again, go to another one, just a couple more. We're still actually Biogen was on the let me catch up, because I see it didn't really trigger, and sometimes we have a lower price entry zone that I'm looking for it to get into, and sometimes it just doesn't do that, and it just takes off. And I think that's what happened here. We just missed our entry zone. It never really pulled back to my buy trigger and just took off. But understanding charts and patterns and understanding the stochastic levels, sometimes you're going to get a missed entry, but the overall direction of the trade is good. And sometimes you might want to take that early entry. And again, we're just going to continue. I X that off. And again, this could all be seen on Day Trading Radio, or you can just go to highprobabilitysetups.com, and it's its own little entity. It's not part of really Day Trading Radio, even though I give it to the members. Even some short setups. Again, the short setup for that past week was AAP, Advanced Auto Parts, and again pushing up against what we call a gap resistance. There's a gap here, gap resistance, and looking for it to turn back down into this this channel. And you can see it actually did that. It pulled back down, hit our trigger, but it continued to actually bounce back up towards that level, and then once again pulling back down. And you can actually follow the trade as it continues to progress. So these are real-time, real active charts, and you can actually see that the commentary stays there. They're not static charts. They're static from when I post them, but if you click on that little button, you'll update it, and you can actually see the status of the trade as it's happening. So it's a really nice feature, and that's about it. So again, if you're interested in joining me tonight, we're going to be doing a little coverage of the Greek elections and futures opening up, and that's going to be on DayTradingRadio.com. And we're going to get this watch list out for you guys soon. So we're looking for an interesting day tomorrow. I hope you enjoy it. And that's an update for me. I'll see you guys in the market.